Hello, Steve Arts 89. Well, I have been having fun talking about all my convention experiences, meeting different actors from Star Trek and other genre films. Like, I actually met Robert Englund, Freddy Krueger. I met Freddy Krueger. It was quite a thing. Um, I had wanted to meet Jason. There was another convention that was planned with Kane Hodder and Daniel Harris, but didn't happen. It was like the second one. This was the first horror convention that this group was doing. This guy was doing, this promoter, and I mean it's Freddy Krueger. I mean, you can't look at him and not see Freddy, and you can't hear him and not hear Freddy. And he did, the usual Q and A. It was quite a big area and everything, and I was just sitting there and I was taking notes or something, and he was just talking about some experience, and he got kind of animated and excited, and he just took this tone to his voice, and he sounded like Freddy. And you know how in the nightmare films there'll be just someone doing something normal, and all of a sudden someone morphs into Freddy or starts talking and you realise it's Robert Englund. It was like that. It was like suddenly Freddy was in the room, and it made me like jump, and I was just like scared. I'm like, oh my god, it's okay, Steve. He's not here. You're not in a Freddy, film. You didn't just fall asleep, you know. And yeah, he did a good talk. He was good with the crowd and everything. And then afterwards, I had a little bit of a bad moment with him though. I was like the last person in the line to get an autograph. And when he got to me, I said, "Oh, I'm the last person. You're done." And he said, "Oh, wow." And he was really happy. He said, "Hey, I'll give you a free autograph, just, because you're the last person." And because I got a photo signed, but I also had bought a Freddy glove, like a proper metal Freddy glove with the knives and everything, and which I don't have anymore. But because I don't think you can have them or something. I don't know. Like he signed that for me, so I got that box signed. And oddly enough, the other actor who was there, the guy, I think the character's name was Kenny. I had a bad experience with. He signed that as well. So yeah. But yeah, then the guy who runs the show came up and slammed down a bunch of autographs that he was getting for people who'd paid for autographs to be done who couldn't come to the convention, and people who worked on the show who wanted autographs. I think they got free autographs and stuff if they helped out with the show and stuff like that and worked for the show. There were perks basically, and because they were employees, and I think they were volunteers as well and stuff. And he just gave me this filthy look, like you said you were the last. I thought I was done. And I'm like, I was the last. I didn't know I was the last. I didn't know someone was going to come up. Like, there was no one else behind me, and he was just like annoyed because he gave me like a free autograph, and I'm like I didn't deserve it or something, because it wasn't the end for him. He still had to do a whole bunch of autographs. And I was hanging out with some people who I knew from the event and that, and I actually ended up in the elevator with him on the way down when he was leaving, him and some of the other people. And I swear to God, he just glared at me for a second there. And when you have Freddy Krueger glare at you, it's terrifying. I know he's Robert Englund, he's just the actor, but it just gave me the creeps. And I'm like, why are you doing that to me? I didn't do anything wrong. I was the last person. I said I was the last one. I didn't know. So yeah, he just was filthy with me for a couple of seconds there. And it may have only been a couple of seconds, but when it's Freddy Krueger who's filthy with you, you don't forget that. You remember that. So I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Please come, Kane. I really want to meet Kane Hodder. I want to meet Jason. I met Freddy. I want to meet Jason. I hope he comes. It would have been great to have met him and Daniel Harris together, but it didn't happen. Sometimes it was a lot of trouble promoting some of these conventions. People didn't really realise they were on. People sort of wait till, because sometimes there were problems with, they would choose celebrities and then it would change, and a lot of people were worried about buying tickets early because they weren't sure what the final event was going to be. So people would wait till the last minute, and sometimes they didn't happen because they didn't know who was actually going to show up. There probably would have been a lot of people showed up on the day, but they weren't buying the tickets in advance, and you need to have a certain amount of people pay and be able to pay and to get it moving. You can't have everyone show up and pay on the day, sort of thing. And I think that was something that was happening with some of the smaller conventions, because people would cancel, or sometimes they didn't have enough people, so they couldn't, it's just. So yeah, I really wish I'd met Kane Hodder, and I really hope I get to meet him. I hope he comes and does one of the Armageddons or Supernovas or Comic Cons, because they get a lot of the other, genre actors and big actors. So I really want to meet him. But I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. I know this is a Freddy video and I'm talking about Jason, but we can't really separate the two anymore, can we?